That's right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the last panel. Some say the best kept secret on the internet. I say that's just for now. But yeah, welcome to the last panel. It is an amazing group of fellas here that get together and always have some interesting takes on a particular topic. Today, it happens to be alternative superheroes. Could be movies, could be other media. But joining me to talk about that today is, of course, the channel host, the guy with the most, the man to my right. It is Labs Comic Fan. How's it going, Labs?
I am the most.
The most, indeed. Oh, you know what it means, man.
Johnny
You're just
most.
the most.
I'm Stevie. Stevie most. I'm doing good, man. Been a interesting week, but yeah, I'm excited to talk about this topic. Should be fun. Should be a lot of fun.
Oh, I hope so, man. I think you've got a little bit of insight, seeing as though I've got an inkling you might be somewhat of a comic fan. So,
a little bit.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to your insight on the topic. But joining us is another comic fan. In fact, you can catch him over on his channel, over at Lunchbox Comics. It is Warren. How's it going today, sir?
It's going good. You know, just not going outside, drawing lots of stuff. Yeah, usual things.
That's awesome. Yeah, my AC finally got fixed after a 2-week odyssey, if you will, and it's nice, man. I now enjoy not going outside. It's
so your air conditioner made a bad movie?
It was a great movie. It's misunderstood by some, but if you look at it, it truly is amazing, and it's truly satisfying. Someone who shares your opinion on what is satisfying, though, is our own movie expert, Bob Lofsmavis. Hey, at Bob Loves Movies. It's Bob. How's it going, man?
Pretty good, man. Yeah, I mean, you were right about the Odyssey. It is amazingly mid.
Misunderstood. Sorry, I think you meant to say misunderstood.
But yeah, actually, I've been enjoying all of the news coming out of Comic-Con. They just released a Lanterns trailer today. That should have been the first trailer. That was actually decent. I'm actually a little more excited to see Lanterns after seeing today's trailer. And then, of course, we got the Avengers trailer earlier this week that has me scratching my head a little. I'm scratching my head a little bit, but at the same time, it does look like a spectacle. So hopefully it's good.
Yeah, that Lanterns trailer was like, it showed like 3 different alien planets. Half the trailer was off Earth. And that one was, I was like, yeah, you guys should have led with this trailer.
Yes.
Well, they should have led with that trailer and not told us what the show's going to be about, really, because those off planet scenes are going to be very, very small as compared to what the rest of the show.
You're probably
I'm going to give it a chance. I'm going to give it a chance because I'm a huge Green Lantern fan. I love Green Lantern, and I just hope it's good, man. I just want it to be good.
Do you think it's going to live up to your Ryan Reynolds favorite one, though?
Ryan Reynolds is not my favorite Green Lantern. I don't have a favorite Green Lantern like movie or whatever, but I like the Jeff Johns run. I think that's one of my favorite runs. I also I really, really like what Jeremy Adams has been doing. But, you know, Ron Mars and those guys, that's probably my favorite because Kyle Rayner is my favorite Lantern, so.
I liked what they did with a lot of the animated movies, and I thought Nathan Fillion voicing Hal Jordan was pretty good.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. There's only one that I didn't like. I didn't like the Beware My Power one because they tried to do the Parallax story, and they just totally butchered everything, and it was just all wrong. And I was just like, why would you do that? Why would you do that?
You know, speaking of butchering things and things being all wrong and alternate, you know, combining all of those into one, I think there's only one way to kind of give a window to the audience into our preferences. And, you know, I just know that you guys all have your guards up. So I think there's a way to do it a little bit more scientifically. So Labs, speaking of alternate things, I would like you to, you know, without knowing what's coming next, just randomly, I want to know what your favorite superhero costume is. So that's all we're looking at.
Okay.
Oh, right. Yeah. We're just looking at superhero costumes, you know, but perhaps alternate ones. First, you're familiar with Hawkeye. What did you think about his mini skirt variant? Where would you rank that? 1 through 5. Oh no.
I just think it's going to get worse from here.
It's very Greek. Very old
It is a
school.
little Greek.
I'm going to say 4.
4. Okay. All right. That gives you a little bit of room. Kitty Pryde.
Damn it. God damn
You know,
it,
everyone's
dude.
favorite X-Man.
Oh, it is?
Her alternate costume. They did make a action figure of her, so you know it's classic.
3.
3. Okay.
Sure.
Interesting. Huh. Ryan Reynolds Deadpool. You know, from Wolverine Origins. Whatever that one was called.
5. I just the thing
5.
I think the thing that bothers me even more than him not being able to talk is the bald cap they have on him. It made his head go out like
He's like a mega mind.
he's like a light bulb.
But come on, the merc with the mouth, man.
Yeah, the work with no mouth.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay, your next one. Sue Storm.
Oh, 2 for sure. Oh, yeah.
You know, from the first family.
No.
Oh,
I'm
2.
gonna say number
you
1.
say.
Number 1.
Yeah, it should be number 1.
Number
Yeah,
one.
sure. Yeah.
Are you sure we're going 2 or 1? Okay.
No,
Okay,
no,
you can go
number
1. Meaning your number 2 favorite alternate costume belongs to Cosmic Boy.
I'm good with this. I'm good with this
Okay.
list, for sure.
Huh.
100%. Perfect. Nailed it.
Huh. Okay. Well, that's
Yeah.
interesting. You see, I don't know if we would have gotten to this without
Yeah,
science.
but
So thank you.
You don't.
very
You don't.
much.
You only see Cosmic Boy as it looking stupid. Do you know what his suit actually does? Do you know what that stuff
it
is?
lifts and separates. I'm pretty sure.
But do you know what that stuff is? That's not actual fabric. That's Black Death.
Leather?
No, it's Black Death.
Oh,
Yeah.
that makes more sense.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, I
He got it. He
appreciate
got it from the black hole of a very nice Mexican man. you don't know.
Well, speaking, yeah. Okay, moving on. I appreciate that glimpse into your preferences. Perhaps we should get a little bit more familiar with Bob's preferences.
Oh, God.
So, Bob, I'm just going to have to ask you to, without knowing what's coming next, just rank which superpower is your favorite. Alternate superpower, that is. So I got these from a certain Reddit. Happens to be r/shitty superpowers. But you have the ability to unsee things. Where do you think that would go? 1 through 5.
Can I borrow it for the last 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Oh, it would be great, wouldn't it? I like the superpower. That's right.
I'm gonna put this at a 3 because there are some things I'd
3.
really like to.
Yeah, this would be great after I watch Supergirl.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, from the exact same Reddit, we're going with you have the ability to sit on a tiny invisible stool anywhere. It's only about 20 to 30 centimeters high. That's about 11 inches. It's not too comfortable.
Yeah,
Where
no.
would you rank that superpower?
I'm gonna go with 5 just because it's gonna be uncomfortable.
5. Okay. So the next superpower, we're calling it lemonade. Essentially, any cuts in the skin, they heal faster when covered in lemon. So we're talking instead of like a 4-day heal time, you got like a 2-day heal time if it's covered in lemon.
Oh, that's gonna hurt when you first put it on there. But all right, let's put that as a 2.
2. Okay. So all right. Fair enough. All right. Let's go with your next superpower. You can correctly predict the weather 25% of the time.
25%. Okay.
That's better than
25.
Weatherman.
I know it's better than the weatherman, but I'm gonna go with.
You are the
I'm gonna go
most
with 4,
accurate
so-
way we have.
I'm gonna go with 4. So this last one's gonna be my
Ooh.
favorite.
It's kind of a fun one. So it's altered reflection. Your reflection can have different expressions than you do.
That's kind of freaky, but yeah, kind of cool.
It's kind of cool. All right, fair enough. You see, I don't know if we would have gotten your preferences on these truly if we didn't get a chance to do it this way. Thank you for your participation, Bob. And then lastly but not leastly, Warren, sir, your same thing. Just without knowing what's coming next, I just need you to rank which superpower is your favorite. There's nothing to it. All right. First one is you can feel the future. So basically, you can feel what's going to happen to you hours in advance. If you get stabbed 3 hours in the future, you're going to feel it now. Where would you rank this superpower?
4.
Wait,
do you know that you're being stabbed, or is it just?
But if you could feel the future as soon as you're born, wouldn't you feel all the pain you ever had in your whole life at once?
It only works a few hours in advance. It's not the whole time, but it's relatively soon.
It would come in handy, like for knowing when I'm going to take a shit. Like if you have that pain and like, oh, all right, the shit's coming.
You'll know
in 3 hours.
A few hours in advance. Yeah, fair enough.
Would you actually know that you're being stabbed, though, or you just get the feeling you're like, I wonder what the hell that is?
Yeah, my knees hurt.
It feels like it
sometimes. Like it's like, is that a future pain or is that a today pain?
All right, next superpower. You can eat a book, and from that, you will absorb 20% of its contents. You can eat knowledge.
Shit out 100% paper.
Oh, 100% of it. Yeah.
Well, last one was 4. I'll go 3.
3.
I want to say 5, so I'll go 3.
Fair enough.
What if you have 5 copies of the same book? Do you absorb only the 20% of the same one? Or
it's a random 20%, so it could be. Odds are you'll get more of a percentage in it. But yeah. Next superpower, Warren, you have the power to make people believe you can speak Latin. You can't, but people think you can. Until somebody who can actually speak Latin, calls you out, and then the illusion is broken. Where would you rank that superpower?
But wouldn't
I rank this as number 1 because most people can't speak Latin, and that would make it would seem really impressive in crowds and parties. So yeah.
For sure,
church man.
Fair enough. Next superpower, you have the ability to convert physical pain into emotional pain.
I already do that, so
it might not be much of a change, but it is proportionate. So there is kind of a limitation to how much you can take before you break, but it's different.
Since I already have that power, I'll go number 2.
2. Okay. I guess that means the number 5, the worst power that you could possibly think of, would be by mimicking any Power Rangers morphing sequence. You can manifest a spandex costume of yourself. It's kind of cool. You get the whole costume. It doesn't do anything. You have none of their powers. But if you mimic it exactly, you will have their costume. I'm comfortable
with this being 5 because I look terrible in spandex. So this would be a total.
But it would be such a cool party trick.
Yeah, but think about it,
talk about the Latin thing.
You're in the costume. We've seen dogs in the show morph, and they look like humans, like that.
That's true.
So,
true.
Not
only
really
that, but it does. It does kind of point out there, which I didn't know, but apparently those around you also get that ability if they mimic it exactly. So you could have the full team if you taught everybody the choreographed moves. It could be kind of cool.
It's morphin' time.
It is. Well, thank you, Warren. I really appreciate that. That gives us such insight into you. Well,
yes, I know more about Warren than I ever did.
Science. Well, hell yeah, guys. So I guess the idea is alternate superheroes. We didn't discuss limitations on the theme.
You say alternate superheroes, like someone's like, I'm done. Yeah, bring in the alternate. Bring him in.
Yeah, it could be. It could be like the stunt double. But I don't know. What's your what comes to mind when you hear alternate superhero, Last? Since you're our expert.
I'm not the expert, but I think like maybe non-mainline for comics, non-mainline comics, or something that hasn't hit the mainstream zeitgeist. Maybe because something can still be alt and still be popular. Because there's things that are popular, like the Saga comic book, like that's very popular, you know, but nobody outside of the comic sphere is talking about it. You know what I mean? Like unless like it gets a show or something like that. So there's a lot of superhero books that, like Rook Exodus. I would call Rook Exodus, you know, alt superhero. It's done by Image, even though it's done by a large, like a very popular team. It doesn't have that distinguished branding on it that would make it mainstream. But there's also, you know, alt superhero characters that are, I'd say, from like, you know, Dark Horse Comics, IDW, stuff like that. Archie Comics are, I guess, are so, not Archie the character comics, but Archie's publish other comics. So I mean, like, okay. I guess, I mean, I could see it being that way, but it depends on, it really just depends on the person. I think what their interpretation of what alt means, you know. So for me, it would be anything outside the sphere of, I would say the main three, like Image, DC, and Marvel.
Can I ask you, would okay, fair enough. By that standard, a lot of things would work, but what about your superhero standard? Would say like I don't know, Toxie, the Toxic Avenger or Crusader? Would he be a superhero?
Well, okay, so I would say they have to do heroic deeds and they have to fight for good, I guess. That would be in here, but we have a fine line with a lot of things are called superheroes just because they're in comic book form. Whether even if it's like a Punisher, you know what I mean? Like he's I would consider him in, even though it's a main, like a why can't I think of the word right now? Even though it's a book from a company that's mainstream, he's definitely an alt superhero. Like, because he's not, he might be fighting on site, but he's killing everybody. You know, like he takes a different road. He's not doing like what Batman or Superman would do. You know, he has a very different way of doing things. The original Hulk, I could see as a superhero because he used to smash people's faces and heads in. So, you know, I don't know if that's the right meaning of it, because we could be talking about popularity, or we could be talking about the way that the superhero conducts himself. Because there's what's that one thing, like the word where they use for like Wolverine, what type of,
like an anti-hero?
There you go. There you go. Sorry. Like that is is that considered alt, you know? Like, so I think it's left up to the person, maybe.
Fair enough. And that is ultimately where we left it. I guess last hard one that I'm going to make you judgment on. Okay, so, you know, you got like the Marvel zombies and everything, but then you do have Ash versus the Marvel zombies. Is Ash a superhero, or alternate superhero? Would you count any of the Evil Dead movies?
Yes, because especially in Army of Darkness, he's doing it to save the world.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Like superpowers.
Even if he doesn't have superpowers, you can still be a superhero, right? Because I mean, well, maybe not supers in the word, but you could be a hero.
Well, Batman's a superhero and he doesn't have any.
I mean, that's true. Well, he might not have superpowers.
Trillionaire.
And he has the super ability to like always come out of the situation randomly, you know, unscathed, unless you're, you know, very tired at the time.
Yeah.
As Batman gets for some reason in 1993. He got very tired. He was very withered.
For a while. He got better.
He got better.
Warren, sir, what's your history with alternate superheroes, if you will? Well,
when I got back into comics, when I was in the Army, I went down a pretty big indie rabbit hole. Image was probably the biggest company that I would read from. I stopped reading Marvel and DC almost completely, aside from certain books. And so for me, the idea of like an alternate hero was anyone who wasn't part of essentially the big two. Like Spawn was an alternate hero. The Goon, you have Scud the Disposable Assassin. You have all of these like kind of indie smaller publisher books that even books like from Dark Horse, I considered those kind of all
Prince
alternate
Valiant
superheroes, because my perception of it was essentially DC and Marvel are your standard heroes, and alt heroes are essentially stuff that just goes against what you think that standard idea of a hero is. Puts on the capes and fights crime, never kills, stuff along those lines. Even though Captain America will kill and stuff along those like that, but it was just more of that. Okay, the different ideas of heroes, and the smaller press for me was considered more of the alt hero. I didn't even look at it as in popularity wise, because I mean you could argue that Spawn is a mainstream hero, even though because he's got toys, cartoons, another movie possibly in production. I mean, Hellboy from Dark Horse, he's got 4 movies and a couple cartoon movies and toys and stuff along those lines. But I still consider those kind of alt heroes just because they're not part of your generic mainstream hero structure, if you will.
Fair enough. I think I'm following along those same lines. But hey, Bob, sir. So I know you weren't necessarily as big into the comic books, but what does alt superhero mean to you, and what's kind of your familiarity with it?
Well, actually, I did collect Superman and Batman comics when I was younger. I got a big box.
I didn't mean to belittle that.
No. It's okay, because I don't really talk about it. Like I stopped collecting after the comic shop near me closed down, and I just never picked it back up after that. But yeah, for me, when I think of alternate superheroes or alt superheroes, I'm thinking of outside of Marvel and DC. These are the ones that people don't know about. And I guess you could consider some alt superheroes within those, 2 brands, because kind of like Lap said, these would be characters that wouldn't be mainstream, whatnot. Because I would definitely argue that there are a lot of characters within those brands that aren't mainstream that you could consider that. However, for me personally, I consider basically outside of those 2 brands, because when it comes to superheroes, those are, I think, the most recognizable things that people think of when they think of superheroes. They think of, Marvel Comics or DC Comics. That's what they think of superheroes. But superheroes have just they've taken so many forms over the years, different types of TV shows, movies. There've been a lot of fun ones out there. Like, for example, this is one that didn't make my list, but the Mystery Men. Those are definitely alt superheroes, and they're a lot of fun in the movie, and that's kind of what I think of when I think of alt superheroes. Stuff that people wouldn't necessarily put on top of their list. Some of them might be comic books, but other brands. But for me, that's kind of what I think of.
Fair enough. Lapser, I don't think I asked you your familiarity with it, though. We can tell that you've got some kind of mainstream books and figures around you, but how were you? How much of your collection is into the kind of alternative ones?
So I have not here, but in my storage facility, I have a lot of Dark Horse and a lot of Image. I have a lot of Image comics, because the 90s was you weren't reading Image, you weren't cool. Cool with other comic book people, which was like, the top tier of coolness back then. Let me tell you.
Yeah, you were the edgy ones.
Yes. Yeah. You
That's
were
100%
rad.
true.
You were rad, and may have touched a boob once. But no,
it wasn't required.
not until you turn 26. Then you must have touched. No, I'd say about like, it's not as much. Probably about like 10%. 10% are probably what I own is probably considered alt or off branding. Because I'll be honest, like I was never really into the independent stuff, and it wasn't until I started talking to people within the past couple of years that I started reading more, because I always looked at like independent books, and this isn't a knock against them. It's just when you're into comic books, you want them to come out, right? So when you're waiting on independence and you're really into a series, yeah, you might get those 80 pages, right, which are way bigger than normal book, but you might not get the next book for a year. So it's like, as opposed to reading something once a month, you know, where you're getting the full story, or even like Image, where, you know, like Geiger comes out every month, but Rook Exodus, they take breaks, and it's like when Jason Fabok gets done. That got me a little bit more into stuff, and then like talking to people that actually make the books, and you realize everything that goes into it, and the pitfalls of trying to get things out there and using your own money. You know, I have a little bit more, a lot more respect for it, but I just was never as into it as say other people were. I was always like I was a DC kid. Like my brother was Marvel. He had a lot of Marvel stuff, and I was always DC. So like most of my collection is Marvel and DC. So that's, you know, I guess that's the best answer I could give you. I just was not aware of some of the stuff until like Image came out, and it was like different because it was like, oh, it's guys that I know and stuff that I read and saw their art. Oh, they're starting a new company. Oh my God. And then even that got to the point where it was like McFarlane's books came out on time. Eric Larson's books always came out on time. But then it was like Jim Lee's books. He had to sell the goddamn thing because the shit never came out. Like, and you're just like, oh. And Rob Liefeld stuff, like his stuff would, you know, 3 or 4 would come out, and then you'd see lulls in things. And they were selling like crazy. And that was always a massive problem with me, was the delays and stuff like that, where it was like you got uninterested because you're always reading something else. You know, you'll always find something else, especially if you're reading every week. Because you're reading something, you're not really going to go back and reread that stuff until, like, say, the next issue may come out. Like, it might skip a couple months. You're like, oh, okay, let me go back and read this. But you have to be very aware of when things are coming out when you're reading these alternate lines, because it might not come out once a month. So it's hard to keep up with. And nowadays, especially now, if you're not, like, friends with the person that's making it, you might not know of anything. And that's why I think Global Comics is a really good space for people. Ooh. Because you can go on there and you can read. You can just find stuff randomly, something that might suit your interest.
You can find something that interests everybody if you just go to the description and follow it over to, Lunchbox Comics. You might just get an amazing issue of Sig and Joe that everyone can read. So I would recommend starting there. But yeah. It's a great book to plug. Well, fair enough. I think we all have kind of a similar thing. It seems like we're not talking about the big properties from Marvel or DC. But
right.
All right, shall we get right into the list? Sure. Laps, sir. What you got at number 5?
Number 5. So this is the only one that I didn't pick because of the movies, because I thought the movies were horrible. But I just picked this, the only one on my list that, because I haven't seen a lot of these other movies, so it was hard for me to pick. But I picked number 5, the Power Rangers. I think that's a very, I think the test of time with television, having a pretty close continuity for almost 20 years was pretty cool, you know, for people that watched and they kept on with the Zordon era to the people could argue up to whatever point it's at now, which I don't know because I haven't kept up with it. But the Super Sentai in Japan too, like that show's been, it's crazy how Japan puts out TV, man. Like they don't take breaks. Like the Super Sentai ends at episode 50. 2 weeks later, the next series is out. Like it's literally just year round, like all the time. Like it's like Jesus Christ. But I'd say the Power Rangers, like they have rubber suit monsters, which I love, like Godzilla and stuff like that, versus superheroes, and they have a clear like get into the telephone booth moment of, changing into a costume. They have a sequence. They have giant mechs. They have all sorts of stuff. It's a total superhero genre, but it's just different. It's completely different. And when you're younger, even though I was way too old when the show came out, but I didn't care because that's just what I liked. I was just like, this is amazing. Now, the Americanized version is so campy and ridiculous, but the Japanese version is even just as campy in something. Some of them are very serious, which is almost weird in a way, because like there's some of them are super serious, and then they morph and like they do their Sentai thing, and then you're just like, what are we watching here? You just went from like serious drama to this, But I think that you're right. That is part of the charm of it, and I think that it was a really cool way to adapt a show, save on a lot of money, and make a kid show that, dude, people don't remember because they might not have been born, but how big that was when that came out. I mean, that was huge.
Well, so not to diminish that, but one of the other things that they need to get credit for, not only like the adapting the thing where you're just taking footage and then you're doing your own version of it ahead of time, but man, did they change it unlike any other
for sure, right?
Like it's very comic book where this is the new era of it, but man, I don't think there's anything that's been as successful as that just kind of keeps going, it's reinventing itself.
It's an IP that at any moment could be popular again.
Yes.
It's one of those ones that's been around for a long time, and if you get the reboot or a new version of it right, you're going to have a massive money maker on your hands. And it's it's one of those IPs that just stick around and people enjoy watching it. And so, yeah, it has a lot of staying power.
And it's back in Disney's hands, which Disney had some really good shows. And I hope that I haven't paid attention to who's doing the show running, but I really hope they get people that were involved with the original handling for Disney.
No, I thought Saban bought it back.
No, it's at Disney again.
That's at Disney right now.
Okay.
Yeah. Saban bought it back, and they did some stuff with Netflix, and then Hasbro owned it for a few years. And that's where like all the cool stuff, like the Lightning Collection, where like I got the Gold Ranger staff from Zeo right here. They came out with like these type of toys and the helmets and all that stuff. And yeah, but I believe Disney owns it right now again. I just hope that they treat it well, because it could be something cool for kids. Like my son right now is watching Power Rangers Jungle Fury, and he likes it. He likes the songs the most, like the upbeat songs and stuff. He's like, yeah.
The songs have always been pretty great. Like Go Go Power Rangers. Come on. Like that's still a jam. So fair enough. I liked the songs back in the day.
I mean, Rob Wasserman made a bunch of cool stuff. When he stopped making the songs, they took a big nosedive. Yeah. But go ahead, Bob. Sorry.
So Nightmares and Nerdscapes weighs in. His number 5 is The Pro by Garth Ennis.
Oh, I
need to check that out.
Yeah.
If you get a chance to read that
I've seen
novel,
the cover a ton.
So
I gotta
good.
see them.
Yeah, like I would say, if we were just doing like I was going off of movies because that's what I thought we were doing. If it was just like comic, my list would be very different. Just letting you know, it would be very different. But I the Power Rangers, I put that on because I got lists and lists and lists of movies, and I just didn't see a lot of them, so it was hard for me to make this list. Just throwing it out there.
Yeah, I don't think excuses.
I don't think they're wrong to have them on your list. I don't think it's wrong. I wouldn't argue with anybody who put it on their list.
I didn't want Gray to get angry at me because off air he gets very yells and it's very violent.
That's behind the scenes. We'll talk about this later, Warren.
I'm sorry.
Hey, Warren.
Hey, what's up, brother?
What you got at number 5, sir?
My number 5 is not based off a comic book, and I don't even know how much of a theatrical release it had, but it was written and directed by James Gunn. It starred Rainn Wilson, had Liv Tyler. At the time period, it was Ellen Page, and also Kevin Bacon, and that is the movie Super, and the superhero was the Crimson Bolt. And it's kind of like James Gunn at his most James Gunn, if you will. It has the heart in it, the comedy. It leans heavily on the comedy. It's kind of like that whole genre of these superhero movies where you take someone who's possibly mentally ill and then they become a superhero kind of deal. And it was just a great, fun little kind of crazy rated R superhero movie. And one of the last things I remember, I think, no, it's not one of the last things Ellen Page did before becoming Elliot Page, but yeah, it was all around pretty good movie.
I absolutely love that movie. Yeah, it's kind of early in James Gunn's filmography. Like, he had done Slither, but it's kind of still got a lot of those kind of trauma tropes in it that he definitely was doing back in like Romeo and Juliet days. So I agree, man. I like that film a lot. Well, Bob, sir, what do you have at number 5 on your alternative superhero list?
All right, I got to say that this one was actually one of my honorable mentions, and then just as we were talking, I just lit him up the list because this character is a second generation superhero who fought through prejudice and was able to unite the sidekicks and the heroes, and that is Will Stronghold from the movie Sky High.
Hell yes.
This guy is great. He is a second generation hero. He's got the powers of his father, the commander. And so he's got the super strength. He's got the flying ability, like his mother.
Wait, is that the one with Sylvester Stallone?
No.
This is Kurt Russell.
Oh, Kurt Russell. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. Sorry.
How dare you confuse
here in a
the
couple
two,
weeks
man.
might make my Kurt Russell list. So,
Oh, snap.
so anyway, Will Stronghold, he by the end of the film, he becomes best friends with his arch nemesis, who is the son of one of his father's nemesis. And what was the name of his nemesis? War and Peace. So and then he ends up hooking up like with his best friend, who she was the one who played in The Flash.
Yeah, she had the plant powers or something like that.
Yeah, she had the plant powers. And of course, he goes to the school to try to live up to his father's reputation. At first, it appears he doesn't have powers, and he's going to be stuck as a sidekick. And then he ends up, of course, getting the powers and whatnot. But, you know, by the end of the film, he gets everybody behind the idea that even sidekicks can be heroes. And so I thought that was just a really cool movie. It's a lot of fun. I think it's an underrated superhero film because people don't really think about it. So Will Stronghold is my number 5.
Yeah, Sky High is really underrated. It is.
So it's a good movie.
Yeah, it deserved more love than it got.
It's fun.
It's a good pick, man. I honestly was not thinking about that one. It's definitely in my honorable mentions. I dig that one a lot. Good showing, sir.
Thank you.
So I've got a weird one as my number 5. It's from 1994. It might not be on any of your guys' list, but
Jesus
man,
Christ. It's an all superhero list. How is it not weird?
He begins
this one's a little bit different.
Might not make y'all's list.
This might not be on.
I argue that it should be, and how dare you for not putting it on there? This is a travesty. But yeah, it comes from director Mike Bender. It's from '94, and you might not think that you need Damon Wayans in a superhero movie, but I say you do. I'm talking about Blank Man.
You're talking Blank Man.
This was on my honorable
mentions. Putting it on my list.
Yeah, that Blank Man was on my honorable mentions list.
It's not a great movie, but I love that movie. It's not the best. It definitely is cartoonish, but man, you get some great dag. David Alan Grier, I don't know if he's been better than as the sidekick. Dag, man. He's the dag. I love me some David Alan Grier. Or Dag, as those in the know call him. But
cool
yeah. Oh yeah, the best of comic collectors. They all call him Dag.
Right.
But yeah, Blank Man, it was formative for me. It showed me that, it's okay to be different in a way. It's got some great Joe Polito in it. I always love him. It's got a weird Jason Alexander role, and then it just kind of keeps going from there. But man, I love this movie. I've tried to show it to my wife. She does not get it. Maybe you had to be a certain age when you see it, but man, it works for me. I love me some Blank Man. So he's got to be on my list. I say hands down, best Damon Wayans character ever. And I'm putting him in front of Major Payne for me.
Oh, okay, I wouldn't go that far, but
I'm going that far, man.
Like Man's cool. Slap me around and call me Susan.
I've quoted that too many times. It's a great movie. So yeah, I got that one as my number 5. Lap, sir, what you got it for?
Number 4, I have The Incredibles.
Hmm.
I think that's I thought it was so I didn't see this movie in the theater. I saw it when it first released on DVD, and it was one that I watched by myself. And I was like, man, this is really cool, because I this is back when I was like, I was not really paying attention to the outside world, as we all know, my pitfalls that I've spoken about many times. So I was not like in tune with anything at this point in time. And yeah, I was like, man, this is amazing. And the commentary it takes on superheroes it's really good, man. Now, I haven't seen The Incredibles 2. I haven't heard good things. So I don't know if I want to watch it, just because like how much fun I had with the first one. And just like
it's not horrible, but it's not that first one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I just like the Frozone and his wife, just like, I didn't where my costume at? You know, just like so many things that you wouldn't think of, like people who are married that would be superheroes, the little things that you would see in the house, because that is something that would happen. Like if you're not a person that like can magically change into your suit and have to change, you know, and can't do it fast like Superman, you're gonna be like, where did I leave it? You know, like, or did you wash it? Like, just like stupid. They added so many cool little things like that. Or like what really happens whenever you go to work. If you're not like some awesome field reporter that has fun, you're just some dude sitting at a desk, you know, like, where your other life is so much better than what you have here. And I thought the kids being heroes and the getting their powers was great. Like, I just had a lot of fun with the movie. They did a really good job of involving everybody and making everybody special and unique, which was really cool. And it had the total 100% typical villain, which is great too, because it doesn't have to be this amazingly deep thing. It just, you know, anything like.
But at the same time,
good.
They're giving you a humanized villain in a way that's
what I mean.
It is like for children.
Could
man,
do that.
It works so much better the way that they're doing it than a lot of these kind of intended for like, you know, like mature audiences or more adult audiences versions where they're trying to make like a what would you call that, sympathetic villain? And it just
sympathetic villain and like some
well.
deep like thing that happened, like, you know what I mean? Sometimes simple works really well. Like and anybody, I'm not really one that really cares about relating to things, but that is something that you feel you've been spurned by somebody. There have been times where it's like, man, I wish I could just fucking you know what I mean? Like, and this guy went out and did it, you know? So it's like you vicariously live through that character sometimes. So it's interesting. I just thought it was really well done at a point in time where I didn't think that the superhero offerings were that great. You know, it got way 100%. Better. But man, it was like that was like the best superhero movie for how many years? Like it was before and after. So it was like really cool to see. And with animation, you could do so much more.
It's close to the top 5 best superhero movies ever made. I mean, yeah, Incredibles is just that first one is an amazing superhero movie on so many different levels.
And being animation, like I said, you could just do so much more. You know, you just do so much more with things. So
still, if you're going top 5 Craig T. Nelsons, that one's up there. And then same thing with superhero teams, like that's got to be way up there. I respect the choice. The only reason it's not on my list is I looked at it as that's kind of mainstream. I don't know how alternative it is. Like you can get on rides at a theme park, but you're right. Like if we're just going, it's not
I agree with you. I agree with you. It's just I hadn't seen many movies. I'm just being honest. I just hadn't seen, so I had to pick something. I didn't want to go too far off.
Not mainstream, because again, but this goes back to, you know, we all kind of have our own definitions of what we mean by that. Like for me, it's just not Marvel or DC, so I would definitely include The Incredibles in that. But so good choice.
It might even be in the sense of, yes, you could do those things, but even in Pixar where they were making sequel, how long did it take to do that? So it was even like the black sheep in their own catalog of things. Yeah. You know. I mean, think about it.
Agreed.
You got a sequel to Inside Out in less time than we got a sequel to to The Incredibles.
Yeah,
like that's pretty crazy. Like that it took that long for it to happen.
Especially since the sequel to The Incredibles literally starts at the end of the first movie. Like you could patch the movies together and it would flow seamlessly into the two of them.
I'll have to watch it. I just heard so many bad things, but I should just watch it just to make up my own mind. It's one of the few things that I haven't watched because of those things. Because it wasn't like one person or one group of people. It was like everybody was saying negative stuff about it. So it was like I was like, I don't want to ruin that.
Hard to live up to
head.
that first one.
It probably is very hard.
So
by the time the third one comes out, I was going to say by the time the third one comes out, that 10 years will have passed. So I mean, this kind of goes back to what you were saying, like how in the second one it just flows seamlessly, or the first one flows seamlessly into the second one, even though it was like a 15-year gap. And then you wonder how it's going to be with this third one, where there's a 10-year gap.
They're making a third one?
Yeah, it comes out in 202028. They're in the process of doing it right now.
Huh.
Yeah, they announced it right as soon as the other one, because it did do well, even though it wasn't as popular, or wasn't as well received. But they're like, "Yep, we're doing another one."
Wow. Yeah, right now the release date.
Years.
Right now it's slated to come out June 16th, 2028.
Okay,
we're less than 2 years away.
Yes. Oh my goodness!
Nightmares and Nerdscapes weighs in with his number 4. Ralph Hinckley from Greatest American Hero. Interesting. I need to check that one out again.
The Greatest American Hero. We used to watch that show all the time, man.
I watched it a bunch when I was a kid, and I could not tell you what the plot is to it.
And Condor Man.
Yeah, and I remember Condor Man.
Yeah, Condor. Oh, I remember that. That one's.
I remember
the beginning when he goes off the side of the thing. Yeah.
Yep.
You could hear the struggle. You could hear the struggle, man.
Well, Warren, what you got at number 4, sir?
My number 4 is a movie based off a comic book, and it is Kick-Ass.
Oh,
and
nice.
I'm throwing in Kick-Ass 1 and 2 in there together. They're both great films. Jim Carrey was in the second one, but the first one though was a real gem, especially
first one was great.
Yeah, Nicolas Cage. I can never say her name. Chloe Grace Moretz as a hit girl. She
was fantastic.
Yeah, it was a fantastic movie. Ultra violent take where no one had superpowers, but it was like a city full of kind of like wannabe vigilante hero types, and yeah, it was just really, really good all the way around.
Hell yeah. I really dug that one. I don't know, that one. I wanted to like the second one. I was super pumped after the first one, and I don't know. Maybe I need to revisit the second one, but that first one I
didn't like the second one as much, but I know why you're adding it to get it makes sense.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't as good as the first one, but there are good moments in the second one. It wasn't bad
for sure.
It wasn't bad, but it was a fun movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was really excited on that. It got me. It was also one of the better superhero movies at the time for a while.
Yeah,
it got me excited where some of the other ones were not at the time. But Bob, sir, what you got at number 4?
Well, I'm actually going into the Kick-Ass universe, but for my number 4, but I'm going specifically with Hit Girl. I think Hit Girl is I think she's the coolest character in this franchise. She's violent as hell. Sure. She's arguably the strongest character from the training that she received from Big Daddy, and which Nicolas Cage is basically their version of Batman. I mean, it's great.
Batman, you see.
The diarrhea rate, or the diarrhea machine she uses in the second one on the Mean Girls.
Yep. Old Mindy McCready. I think she's a cool character. And to watch her in the first film, trying to avenge her father and whatnot, as well as in the second, kind of dealing with the fact that she's kind of got feelings for Kick-Ass. I know it's from my understanding, because I'm not too familiar with the comic. I don't think she actually had feelings for him in the comic, but still to kind of add that element into it, I think was cool because it acknowledges the fact that her character's growing up and she's dealing with some of this stuff. So I thought that was kind of a unique touch with her, and she's still kick ass in the in the second. I mean, she's literally the kick ass in the kick ass movies. I think she's great. I love Hit Girl, so she's my number 4.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough. I definitely would not argue with that. Both of you, good choices. So I went with one that's kind of the opposite. You're talking about someone with the most powers. I'm going for a weird movie from 2006 where the guy doesn't have powers. So usually I kind of hate this actor. And I'm not kidding. I think this is like the best performance that he's ever given. So I'm talking about Michael Rappaport, and it's this weird 2006 movie, very tiny. It's called Special. And it's kind of similar to a lot of these other ones that kind of came after it, where it's got a vigilante thing and a dude just dresses up in a costume, but it's got this weird little twist on it that it starts out a dude is going in for medical testing. He's trying to get some money. So he's testing out these special medications. And one of them happens to take away the part in your mind that doubts yourself. So from there, he is convinced that he has superpowers. And it's kind of a dark comedy, but kind of not. But man, it's kind of haunting. It's stuck with me since I saw it back in, I don't know if I saw it in the aughts or maybe it was the teens. But I saw it over a decade ago, and it's kind of still stuck with me. I don't usually like a Rappaport, but
I'd give the nod to his agent. How does he keep getting work? That's the real superhero.
But it's kind of fun. He thinks he's walking through walls. You just watch him slam into walls. He thinks he's flying. He's just lying on the floor. It's great, man. There's some awesome dark comedy moments, and then he is trying to do the vigilante thing and also getting his ass kicked because he's got no powers. But it's really low budget, but in a way it kind of works, and it kind of set up a lot of these predecessors. The specifically like Defender, and there's a few other. I guess you could say Kick-Ass, but it's not the same thing. Hell yeah, Charles in the chat. Hello, sir.
Charles, where are you, dude? Where you been?
So my number 4 is Special with Michael Rappaport, because out of his performances, I only find that one special. But okay, Lapsed. What do you got at 3, sir?
So 3 is an adaptation from a comic. I've only seen this movie once, but I liked it a lot more than the original movie that came out. But that is Dredd, and for Judge Dredd.
Yes.
I thought the second movie, well, the 2012 movie was superior in every way, except for they didn't have any "I am the law." They didn't have any of that, which the lip movement itself is just on a completely different level. It's like he's being internally zapped by 9-volt batteries, and or someone has magnets and it's pulling his lips in different directions. That's the only thing it was missing. But I thought it was a truer adaptation to the comic, which I have only read little bits of. I haven't read a lot of it. I need to. Savage Dad, who was in the comments earlier, I know he has a lot of Judge Dredd, and he was telling me some stuff to read, and I need to go out and get some. So I'm very curious about it, but I did like the movie quite a bit. I did like it, where I wasn't expecting to, just because, what they've done with that property before. And when you always attach like a super big name to something, it always seems to take away from whatever story they're trying to do. And then when you do something like that, that's supposed to be dark and edgy, and then you add something like that, there's always going to be a Rob Schneider or a fucking Chris Tucker or you know what I mean? There's always going to be a something attached to it as well. And
Rob Schneider.
He is the broom.
Well, there is an amazing Rob Schneider and Sylvester Stallone one. Man, I love me. Their collaboration, and if you know about the shells, but
he doesn't know how to use the 3 shells.
Can I ask you? So with Judge Dredd, I am kind of a novice to it. I know that first movie, and I know very minimal about the comics.
I don't really know a lot.
Is Dread worth seeing? I kind of wrote it off, and maybe I shouldn't
it's
have.
good, dude. It's good.
Okay,
yeah, it's actually.
I will check that out.
It's
Maybe
a good movie.
Yeah, Dread is really worth seeing. Very much.
Like
so.
surprisingly, like it takes the universe seriously. So like with what you're seeing, it's nowhere near as stylized as where the what do you call it, the Stallone one was, where you're almost like, what the fuck am I looking at? You know what I mean? Like this condensed city with all this stupid happening everywhere. This one is like serious. And Dredd is a badass. That's what's awesome about it. Dude is fucking, he's a monster, dude. It's like, all right, yeah, you don't fuck with him. So yeah,
all right. Warren, sir, what you got at 3?
My number 3 is Hellboy 2. I don't have any problem with Hellboy 1, but I thought Hellboy 2 was a much superior movie. I've
never seen either of them.
Two opens up with the Tooth Fairies, doesn't it?
Yes, it does, and it has
that one is awesome.
Yeah, that one is a very beautiful film. It's Guillermo del Toro, and probably it's him really flexing his muscles on that one. The first one's not bad, but that second one just hit in all the right spots, and it was really, really good. I was a big fan of Mike Mignola when I discovered him through Dark Horse, and I remember reading all of the Seed of Destruction along those lines of Hellboy. But yeah, those movies coming out, the first one did okay for me, but the second one was just beautiful.
He still owns the property too, which is awesome. You know what I mean? Like it's like an independent creator could easily sell that off, make a fuckload of money, and then just be done. But he stayed with that, man.
Yeah,
and he's had some amazing runs that I've heard. Like every once in a while, you'll hear Hellboy come back up in the comic sphere. It'll start reaching up in the charts, and it's like everybody who has recommended it loves it whenever it's good. Like they say it's amazing, and that's one I'd like to get into also and read.
Yeah, that right now there's like 4 different spin-offs of Hellboy and the Hellboy universe kind of deal, and if you could get your hands on those original graphic novels, they're absolutely great. The way he mixes horror and lore and his art style is just beautiful.
Sweet.
Agreed. And then the style that Guillermo del Toro adds to this one, just man, I absolutely love the.
It seems like it would go like hand in hand. Those two, like Hellboy and him. Yeah. Seems like it would.
And 2, he's able to do a lot more of him in there. I dig it a lot.
He crafted a really great story. It wasn't just simple good versus evil. There was some complexity to it, and there were some really beautiful scenes. The Golden Army was really cool. The elves were just awesome. It just all around, it was just a great movie.
And you got to do more of the horror thing with it too, especially like that opening scene. Just man, I dig that so much. It looks like I missed Nightmares and Nerdscapes number 3, but he was saying either Mighty Mouse or Adam Ant. Couldn't decide between the two.
Or Adam Ant.
True. A Tom Ant. I got to go Mighty Mouse out of the 2 of those. Adam
Ant. The guy.
I know. I said it that way the first time, but a Tom Ant. I got to go Mighty Mouse out of the 2. He's got a comedy bit dedicated to him as well.
To save the day. Which makes absolutely no sense.
It makes perfect sense. It's too highbrow.
I just don't understand it. Guess.
A person who understands it.
That is the great thing
Bob
to do.
Mobius. He understands it. What's your number 3 there, Bob?
Do you, Bob? Do you understand that one?
He gets it.
Maybe. we'll see.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
let me give it some thought. For my number 3, I'm going back to the Power Rangers, but I'm going specifically with Jason Lee Scott, the Red Ranger. Now, the reason why I've got the Red Ranger so high, I do think Tommy Oliver was the more interesting Ranger as far as he had the better storyline, he had the cooler costume and all of that. But when it came down to it, I thought Jason was the better leader. And I also thought the way they wrote the show, I think Jason had to make some tougher decisions at times. There's when Tommy actually loses his powers, his Green Ranger powers the final time, he does so because Jason has to make a choice. either save the rest of his teammates or let Tommy's powers dissipate or save Tommy's powers. So he had to make a choice between the two, and I think his character was put into some tougher positions. You also saw him take on the burden of leadership very heavily, and I just liked his character a lot. I thought his character was fun when he came back as the Gold Ranger in Power Rangers Zeo. I thought that was a blast seeing him come back into the show. And I'd argue that that's the Gold Ranger might be the most powerful Ranger that they've had, at least on screen. I mean, when you go into the comics, there are other versions like maybe the Omega Rangers or Lord Drakon that could be considered more powerful. But yeah, I thought he's just a really cool character. And again, seeing his character deal with the burden of leadership, I think was really cool. I didn't particularly like the adaptation of him, or not the adaptation, the interpretation of the character for the reboot. But I didn't like a lot of the reinterpretations of them. The movie itself, I actually enjoyed mostly, but I wasn't a big fan of the reinterpretation of them. And I didn't like the fact that they weren't morphed for a good portion of the film. It was only right at the end that they morphed. So, but Jason Lee Scott would be my number 3. Again, he's my favorite Power Ranger. And again, it's partly because I thought he was put into some tougher choices when it came to leadership decisions.
I respect your decision. I'm a Zach man. I always have been. But
Zach was cool. Zach was cool.
You like hip hop keto?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. If I can't get into that, Capoeira is also great. But yeah, man, I'm down with it. Well, that's a respectable decision. I didn't bring out a specific character for this one. Perhaps I should. There are 2 characters who could kind of be superheroes in this one. I got a feeling my number 3 isn't going to be on your guys' list.
Any of us? No.
It might be a bit controversial.
Can we break out the controversy video?
I think we should.
Do it.
Yeah, why not?
Here we go.
Brought to you by Grey Poupée, a Jackie Gray joint.
Looks like a good film. I kind of want to watch that movie.
Dude, poster's dope as shit.
It is, man, and that's half the battle. Well, I dig this film, but it came about because there's a guy who made another film. Sorry, my dog just barked and it weirded me out. So this dude made a movie. I guess you could argue that a superhero was in the first one, but it was not a success. It completely bombed. And then all of a sudden it started taking off in the UK, and then it became this huge cult hit in the US. Ooh. So they wanted to give him kind of a blank check to make his next movie. And it's a weird ass movie. So I came about it. I happened upon this weird comic book one day, and it's like, what the hell is this? And then, hey, I remember that guy's name from a movie. So I ended up getting the prequel comics, and it turns out that they were necessary in order to understand this clusterfuck of a movie. But I was able to read them before, so I kind of understood what was going on. But so I'm talking about Richard Kelly, and I'm talking about his 2006 weird ass film that was the follow up to Donnie Darko. It's called Southland Tales, and if you've seen it, I kind of doubt you understood it. It's really weird, and it doesn't make sense on its own. But if you do kind of get into the comics, there are kind of 2 superheroes in this. There's Boxer Santeros, played by Dwayne Johnson. He wasn't going by The Rock at this point. He had tried to drop that. And then there's Roland Taverner, who's played by Sean William Scott. You might remember him as the dude with the trank gun when, Will Ferrell shoots himself, or the dude Where's My Car guy. But he's kind of a superhero in this weird one. And it's this kind of interesting story that doesn't really make sense if you just get the narrative of the movie. There is kind of this savior character that the Rock kind of gets to be weird Jesus, but not really. It's strange, but
don't you think people would remember Sean William Scott as Stifler?
You could remember Stifler. I think of him as the dude, where's my car guy, and not the one from that 70s show. But that's just me. I also remember him as Goon. You know, that it's a good, decent hockey movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, I enjoy this movie quite a bit, and I don't know, it's stuck with me. I don't think it deserves all the hate that it gets, but if you truly want to understand it, you do kind of have to read these 3 weird comics in order to get into it, because it doesn't give you the information in any form. There's no like prologue, epilogue, nothing. It just kind of is this weird chunk that doesn't really make sense, and it kind of comes together, but at the same time, he's not holding your hand for it. And man, it just ruined his career. After that one landed, he really wasn't trusted with another one. They tried to make one with the dude Cyclops, and it did not work out so well for him. But yeah, for some reason, this one, it's haunting to me, and it really stuck with me. But nobody likes it, and I don't understand why. It's great. Check it out. Southland Tales. Laps, sir.
Yes, sir.
What's your number 2 alternate
My
superhero?
number 2 is The Crow, the Brandon Lee one. I thought that was a really cool movie. Another one that was like just very different. You know, it was really different at the time. Nobody was doing anything like that, and it sucks for Brandon Lee what happened. And you know, at least his was a prop accident. You know, maybe we look deep enough, and Alec Baldwin's attached to it somehow. Maybe I don't know. Maybe he was the prop master. I don't know.
I mean, in spirit, he was there.
In spirit, he was there. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, The Crow, man. The first time I saw The Crow, I was like, God damn, this is cool as shit, you know. And I never read any of the comic books. I read stuff after, you know, after the fact, and I thought the movie was cool, man. I thought it was really cool. It was definitely different than what I would call, I guess I would call more of an anti-hero, maybe. That be the right thing?
It's like a supernatural revenge flick, but he is a hero. Yeah.
Right. For the situation, he's a hero, because we're getting it from like his point of view type thing.
Yeah.
And the girls. So, but yeah, I just thought the imagery was crazy, and it spawned like one of the greatest, you know, alt wrestling characters was Sting. It spawned his change in his look, and you know that's pretty crazy that it crossed over into the zeitgeist.
Yeah, I definitely took it for granted. It was there. I remember liking it. I remember seeing whatever the like City of Angels, whatever the second one was, and being like, I didn't like this, and just kind of took it for granted. And then I ended up watching the new one. Was that last year or 2 years ago? Man, I hated that. And then
it was bad.
Comparison, I went back and watched the original one, that Brandon Lee one. Man, it is a masterpiece compared to the Bill Skarsgård one that was out a couple years ago.
And it sucks, man, because he did so good in that. It would have been like cool to see what we would have got. Because like the only other big movies was like Rapid Fire, you know, like it would have been cool to see like what other Brandon Lee stuff we could have got from that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that could have easily launched him.
For sure.
Yeah, that could have easily launched his career, because that would have been one of those movies that would have came out and kind of shocked everybody. I mean, it did when it came out. It was like a year after his death, because it took a bit before they decided to even release it, and they had to kind of film. There's scenes that they were filmed where like essentially it's like a stuntman running through along those lines, because they weren't done with the movie yet. But yeah, that one would have launched his career. Like I forgot about Rapid Fire. I remember Showdown in Little Tokyo with Dolph Lundgren and Tia Carrera, I think.
Yeah.
I know a lot of her films fondly.
She's definitely got the titties for it.
She shows her boobs in that one. That's pretty
of course
cool.
She does.
Well, speaking of showing what you got, Warren, sir, what you got at number 2?
My number 2, I went with the Rocketeer.
I was going to use that too.
Yeah, I mean, this list I could have put a lot of movies on this list, but the Rocketeer I really was fond of from a kid. I love that whole like genre of heroes, like Dick Tracy, the Phantom, the Shadow. I was going to put the Shadow movie with Alec Baldwin on here, but it just ended up being in
no Billy Zane Phantom.
I like the Phantom character. That movie was okay.
The movie was terrible.
It was pretty bad. But yeah, the Rocketeer was just
Character.
It was just so good. It was like a period movie. I believe it was made by the same guy who did Captain America: First Avenger, and he really does capture that era really well. And it's just, Timothy Dalton. I believe Timothy Dalton is the bad guy.
Yes.
And it's just all around a great movie. And even holds up today, even though the special effects are a little bit with the green screen, but still holds up today though.
That's the thing though, like they knew, like at least back then, like you had to have like a decent story, because what you could do non-practically, you had to have the story behind it to hold up.
Yeah.
Like, and that's why a lot of those movies, like they might not hold up visually, but the story still holds up. They actually gave a shit. Now we're seeing like with that new Avengers trailer. God damn it, man. God damn it.
So many names, man.
They should just call it, that's what I was saying. They should just call it Money, the movie.
I did read that they're going to try to make another Phantom. I don't know if it's going to be a TV series or a movie. I would like to see them dip it. Like Mad Cave is doing a Dick Tracy comic series. And I still don't know why they haven't tried to do another Shadow. Like Shadow, Green Hornet. There's this whole great kind of like old pulp radio that they could be tapping into, and I think you could have a really good cash cow there.
There were some really cool
Seth
ones
Rogen
at the time.
Involved.
No.
Yeah. I like a lot of those adaptations too. Warren Beatty, what he was able to do with Dick Tracy, I like the look of that, but I wish I liked it more.
Yeah, the look is fantastic. The look of that movie is great, but man.
Boy, did Al Pacino have fun during that movie. I don't know if he was chewing up scenery.
But yeah, man, I gotta see The Rocketeer again. I keep bringing it up, and my wife is like, "Hey, it's not as good as you remember." I remember loving that, but I don't know, man. I haven't seen it forever. I gotta go back to. I think it's Jennifer Connelly in that too as the love interest. Yeah, dude, I gotta go back and watch that one. All right, my wife be damned. I will watch The Rocketeer. Bob, sir, what you got at number 2 on your list?
Number 2, I am going with Leonardo from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. One of the reasons I like Leonardo the most is, one, my favorite color is blue, so I was already drawn to Leonardo just from the start, just because he's got the blue mask, so that's great. So I already liked the character from that, but I like his I like the balance that this character brings, because he's arguably the most skilled of them all, and the most balanced. Not necessarily the most raw power of them all, but he does have the most balance. And some of the things that he did in the comics, I think are really cool, because he was the one who actually decapitated the Shredder in the comics. So when it came down to it, just he's able to go hand to hand with the big boys. And then it's some of the some off adaptations. I don't know if you guys saw or not, but Batman versus the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, I love that one.
That's great. But he goes, toe to toe with Ra's al Ghul. I mean, come on, that's great.
Yeah, dude, that's a fun movie, dude.
It's fun. But the fact that he kind of forms his bond with Batman, I think is kind of cool, because of the way he disciplines himself. He gets a respect from Batman.
Well, he's definitely the one that took to Splinter's mission the most, where Raphael was probably the most comparable to him, but it was more hot-headed and revenge-filled.
Yeah.
Yes.
Angsty.
Yeah, there you go.
They did a really good job with their relationship in that CG movie.
Yes.
That was really underrated film. And I think they did a really good job with that one, the rooftop fight scene, and that was a good one.
And I think that's also part of the fun of this character, is watching him spar with Raphael, because the two of them, they have common interests, but they have totally different ways of going about it, and it goes to the fact that Leo's a lot more disciplined, and you've got Raphael is a lot more hot-headed, and to watch them kind of spar with each other, it adds a fun dynamic to the team to watch it kind of a play out on screen and whatnot. So yeah, Leonardo's my number 2.
I respect it. I'm more of a Michelangelo man, but I get you. I think it's
That's
just
only because you like s'mores pizza and pineapple.
Oh, s'mores pizza is the best, man. But Nightmares and Nerdscapes, he agrees with you, Bob. His number 2 is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So hell yeah. He might not have gone Leonardo specifically. We don't know. I'm kind of thinking he's a Raph man, based off of his last comment where he said that he's starting to identify with Raph far more. So I used my deductive logic there. But yeah, man. Leonardo is definitely. I think he's got to be up there. I think obviously it'd be ridiculous to choose Michelangelo as the most competent or most superhero-esque.
I don't know, man.
I'm just saying. The
Last Ronin, brother.
That's true.
I love it, and that's why I've got him in my heart. But come on, man.
What
takes that to get him going?
No. What led up to it? What led up to the Last Ronin, since they've come out with stuff, was pretty brutal, dude. And he was the one. If it wasn't for him, there's some people that might not be alive to this day. April would be missing more than an arm. You know, like there would be.
I might have missed the
there was a
lead
lot
up
of
to
things,
it. Then
there's a lot of things that happen, and I hope that the game explores it more. I hope that they do, but like
a lot of this stuff came out gray after the last one.
Yeah.
It was last Ronin, and then they've expanded on it since.
Yeah.
So.
I need to check out that stuff because I do not know the expanded lore on there.
So there's
I
hope the game. There's supposed to be like a game, and I'm hoping that they do it well. So it's supposed to be like it's kind of like the God of War style engine, the newer engine, which would be great. Like would be really cool. But there's some really cool stuff, and it's like you're right though in the sense of having to have for that to flip the switch. But you could always say that was always in there. It just took the thing of him being the jokester and being the levity in there. What would happen if he was that good, being that playful? How good would he be if he took the thing seriously? Right. So they kind of
nunchucks are what held him back. Really.
Well, in the English version, he had the grappling hook because they couldn't say mutant or something or ninja. Or no, they couldn't say ninja. They were the Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles. And he had like a grappling hook because apparently ninjas awful. But
that's another
big thing.
Another check in the blob box.
In the cartoon also was that individually the turtles weren't nearly as strong as when they were all four together. Like with four of them together complementing each other so well, they were almost unstoppable when you put the four together compared to one individually.
Because in the cartoon, like no one could cut down a chandelier string better than they could. Like that's how you had to do it. And it was great because don't get me wrong, like it was a smart move to make the Foot Clan in the show robots because then they could decapitate them and do whatever they want with them, and then once it like hit super popularity and they started getting away from that, I think that's when it kind of suffered because you watch like the first couple seasons and it's like, oh, this is like not as over the top as it got, but it was like, oh, this is really cool. Like this is really cool. And that's where I think the 2002 series really excels because they were allowed to do a lot more than they did with the original show. And then the Nickelodeon show was just awesome as well, too. I thought they got into the Krang's story a lot, the whatever the hell they were. I can't remember the names of them, but like that was really cool. Yeah, I thought that was a really cool series.
I think the Michael Bay movie should have used robot foot soldiers. It would have made more sense. But they made their turtles way too big and way too strong. But that's.
Yeah. You don't like Reacher Turtle?
No.
Alan Richmond is one of them.
I don't want the turtles to be 7 foot tall and throwing around like cars And you take away, like, it's like Shredder had to wear a mech suit just in order to fight the turtles.
Well, that
just make them more like superheroes.
Like, how are they living in the sewer?
Good point.
They can't even get out of the damn
storm
manholes. Like,
Yeah.
These manholes were like this big.
Turtles need to be about 5'1", and they need to
like short and compact, like comic book Wolverine.
Yes.
Yeah,
Comic accurate Wolverine.
Well, yeah,
little Jackman.
So my number 2 choice, it's actually been said by one of you already, but I think this is what I want out of this particular director. It is an interesting direction, and it's something that I think only he would kind of do. It is Super by James Gunn from 2010. Something about that one, man. It always kind of stuck with me. I guess I like the idea that somebody just kind of thinks they're a superhero without actually having any powers or anything like that. I mean, yeah, you could get a Batman, but I don't think you're going to get a Batman. I think you're going to end up with more of a super or special from before. So I really dig this one, and it feels like it's got a lot of kind of James Gunn's trauma sensibilities mixed into this particular one. It's not quite as refined or pretty as, say, like Guardians of the Galaxy or anything like that. Instead, this is as bad as certain elements are, where there's certain editing choices. They're not great, but man, it's kind of got this punk rock thing going that I think he's tried to kind of fake in some of his future, some of the things that he did after this. But I don't know, it kind of feels authentic to this one. So there's something about Super to me. I like Crimson Bolt. I like the weirdness that is this character and the kind of simplicity that is the storytelling. Like, if you did this now, you would want to put some sort of realism in it. It doesn't really make sense how this guy could function, but still it kind of works for me. So I dig me some Super. I think this is my second favorite Rainn Wilson performance. But yeah, I got to go Super. That's my number 2.
Great movie.
What you got? It is, man. I actually just watched it like 2 days ago, and it holds up for me. I put it up there, and my wife was questioning me, like, really? So I watched it again, and yes, really, it's my number 2. Laps, sir. Mm-hmm. What is the ultimate alt superhero in your eyes?
I got the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I mean, it's the 100% alt superhero. They went from a complete dark comic book and what they turned it into. I mean, they were able to cross over into mainstream and make toys and everything, movies, everything. It spawned everything from a very small comic book that was done by 2 dudes that they submitted like 90 times to publishers, and finally someone took it. Like, imagine not like being the one that took the chance. You know what I mean? Like, hilarious, right? Like, you'd have to feel like such a jackass after that, like with what it spawned. And I mean, Warren, what do you have as number 1?
Same. That's what I
thought. That's why I was
the first Ninja Turtle movie is still. I think it's probably in my personal top 5. It'd be number 1 of greatest superhero movies ever made. Comic movies ever made. I love it. I watch it to this day. Mm-hmm. And they were like, that is the quintessential indie comic book story. 2 guys drawing a comic book about ninja fighting turtles on pizza boxes because they didn't have access to like the Bristol board and along those lines, and they turned it into an Empire IP, much like the Power Rangers, but even more, where it at any moment can shoot off again into the stratosphere. Last Ronin. I mean, you could have Turtles, a G-rated Turtles show for just kids, and it would do super awesome. It sells toys. You got Last Ronin, rated R stuff, video games. They're showing up on Injustice. They're showing up all over the place, and there's just something about them where they're just almost like stuck in the zeitgeist, and you just can't get them out of it. And it's one of those ones where they'll probably be trying to make movies, and I still to this day, it should be a crime that they weren't able to make a halfway decent movie. But yeah, it's just the best alt superhero team ever created, in my opinion. Just amazing IP success from every aspect, creatively to business wise. I mean, you just look at it and try to name something that just two guys just randomly created that has drilled its way into American zeitgeist as good as the Turtles have, and still to this day just waiting for a quality version of it to come out, and we're going to get more of it. I mean, Paramount's already planning another Turtle relaunch. They axed the last Ronin rated R movie because they want to do a more everyone friendly movie, but we're going to have another live action movie here probably the next 2 or 3 years. I mean, it's one of those IPs that'll be around probably long after we are. And people,
some of the nicest collected editions from the new IDW collection as well.
Oh, I have some of those.
These are phenomenally done, and they come with the bookmarkers, and they're so nice. Like, they're printed on great paper. Like, when you get these, I think I have up 1 through 14, I think, but they're fantastic, man. And like, they're big and really well put together. They're nice. The binding is great. You know what I mean? And they even did it. They put out a special edition for the last Ronin as well. And there's a whole bunch of extra stuff in this one, which is really great, and it's just, there's so much that you can do with these, like we've talked about, where the crossover with Batman, and you could do with what they're doing now, where everybody's fighting Godzilla. They've done everybody. I'm waiting for the Turtles versus Godzilla. I don't know if they have done it, but
yeah, they have just recently. It's like 5 issues.
Okay. So yeah, and like, would they do Turtles in Naruto? Like
Turtles He-Man, Turtles Power Rangers.
Like, it works with everything. Oh, yeah. Dude, yeah. The Turtles were on the Power Rangers in Space show. That weird live action Turtles show they did. That really weird one.
Yeah.
That they did. Like,
remember when they had the concert tour?
Oh, yes.
Oh,
I went to
that.
Yes, I do.
Yeah,
I remember that.
I gotta be honest. Both that team and the Incredibles, they should be on my list. I absolutely love both of them. I guess in my mind, I had a stumbling block that like those are more mainstream. Those aren't alternative, but fair enough. They deserve a place in my top 5.
They might be mainstream now, but that's not where they came from.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Like, but I can see what you're saying. Like, I'm not going to disagree, like, so it for me, I think it's the one that came out, because you could say like Invincible, right? Invincible is one that it's Image, but I mean, look how popular it's gotten. But it didn't start that way. It got more popular. It was definitely popular with comic book fans, but it got more popular because of the show. Once people started seeing the show, and then they're like, oh, I can read this. There's more to this. And it follows. It's like how it follows the comics. Who would have guessed that would work? Like, you do what you see in the comic book and people are going to like it. Who would have fucking guessed that?
Yeah, I know there's only like $1 billion organization in Japan that does that with all the manga. Their kids are just eating that shit up,
Yeah, I mean, me and you are watching a show right now that we're like, this is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you find out, oh, they're actually following what happened in the damn book. Oh, who would have fucking guessed? that works, like, yeah. But the Turtles for me, yeah.
Sorry, I did not mean to cut you off. I think it's the Turtles for all of us. Just I'm the only one who shortchanged them. They deserve a place on my list.
Well, I think for me and Warren, that was number 1. So
it makes sense. It should be on my list. It is a travesty.
No, it's not. Dude.
The crowd is going to be pissed.
No, you were thinking differently. You do, you have
the stuff
that you
I
like.
might think differently.
Bad.
Some call it wrong, but you know who's never been called wrong? It's Bob, because Bob is never wrong.
Bob is never wrong.
Bob,
Right.
got number one. What else should have been on my list?
All right, my number one is the definition of an alt superhero.
Oh boy.
This character it became popular because of a cult following. And the best description I have ever heard of this character came from Quentin Tarantino, who described the character as, what if Superman lived among us, but he didn't know he was Superman?
Ooh.
And that is M. Night Shyamalan's David Dunn from the film Unbreakable.
God damn it.
Oh,
Get out of here.
That is
I see what you're saying.
Okay,
Bob.
if we take glass out of
here.
the pic, if we take glass out of it, I think David Dunn is a fantastic superhero, because this is a very grounded character who, as the course of the film goes on, he finds out that he's got these powers and these abilities, and granted, they're not extravagant like what you would see in like Superman or something like that.
The greatest thing he did was survive a train crash. He didn't do nothing.
Not only that,
one of many. He has never gotten sick, dude.
And
he got drowned in a mud puddle.
That's why I say leave glass out of it. You got to leave glass out of it, because I think Unbreakable is an awesome film, and I thought Split was really good too. I just thought that Glass ended with it ended with a whimper, and it actually started off kind of strong when you saw both James McAvoy's and Bruce Willis's character going at each other. It felt like it was going to be an awesome movie, and then it just kind of as it kept going.
Yeah, but then the toast landed jelly side down, and then
exactly.
Son
Unfortunately,
of a bitch.
they
M.
didn't
Night
stick the
Shyamalan made this.
Yeah, they didn't stick the landing on that one. But David Dunn himself, I think, is a great character, especially in that first film. And I love this fact that he's dealing with the marriage problems that he's got, and he's trying to reconcile with his wife, and still have a good, strong relationship with his son and everything. So he's dealing with all of that and trying to understand why he was the one who survived, kind of dealing with survivor's guilt and stuff. And the way ultimately it gets revealed that he's got these powers, I think is awesome. And I love the twist that Samuel L. Jackson, the one who's helping him along, turns out to be the arch nemesis who kind of orchestrated everything behind the scenes. I think that was a nice twist. But the whole scene where he finally acknowledges that he's never been sick, and he's got these abilities, and you see him in the train station with his hands out, and he's kind of seeing all the visions come to him of everything that people have done wrong. I think that's really cool, and the music in Unbreakable is fantastic. I love me some Unbreakable. So that's my number one alt superhero is David Dunn.
Dude, we might at some point have to do an M. Night Shammy Pants tier list.
Oh, God. Well, all of them are going to say a good portion of them are going to be F tier. But
Bob is never wrong. That's
never
what I have to say.
Never wrong.
So I got to be honest with my choice for number one alternative
Is it not
superhero.
On any of our lists?
You guys are familiar with this film. Some of you may disagree with me, and I would say you were wrong. So what I'm talking about is, so it comes from this prolific director. This is from a little while ago. We're talking like around the turn of the century, but it's an interesting film. People really seem to watch this director's balls, and I don't get it. It is just miss after miss and horrible film that somehow gets praised, and I don't understand it. And then there's this gem.
Bob, tell him he's wrong.
I would argue that
well,
there are only two S-tier movies from this guy, and this is one of them. It just has a star-studded cast. It is perhaps the best Samuel L. Jackson performance I've ever seen. And then, man, when you start getting to some of these other characters, it's amazing. And then there's this one cameo that really brings it down. But everything other than that is pretty amazing, including the performance of the lead actor, who is Bruce Willis playing David Dunn in 2000's Unbreakable, which is an amazing film. What can I say,
Bro,
man?
you are right.
I know, right? Simpatico here. But yeah, it's one of two films that M. Night has ever done correctly, and he's able to then retroactively fuck that up by making Glass. It really sucks because it really is essentially like the Glass in the amazing meal that he has presented with us. It doesn't work at all if you bring it into that, but I would argue Split on its own is amazing, and Unbreakable is even better. How can the follow-up to both of those be just hot garbage? I don't know, but this man is able to do that.
Split?
I think Split
is good, man.
I think
Split's really good.
Third time's a clarence.
You know,
It's true.
If Glass had been like what the first 10 to 15 minutes of the film was, it would have been a good movie because it started off awesome. Like that scene where they fight for the first time. Yeah, they're in that, what was it, like a warehouse or something that they're in, and David Dunn rescues the girls, and he throws the table at him and he catches it and throws it back, and then the beast catches it. I think that's an awesome scene because the two are kind of measuring each other up at that point. And if the whole film had been like that, it would have been awesome.
Nothing says superhero acts like throwing a table around.
It's true.
You know.
It was pretty amazing. You're right.
I'm going to give you all shit. Shut up. No,
there was
grounded superhero stuff.
I'm just joking.
Yeah, there was no need for the mental health hospital stuff. Like, if that whole movie would have been done running or avoiding the cops, trying to chase down Split with Glass it's hindering in the background, that movie would have been a lot better. Because, like, in the first one, my only complaint about Unbreakable was that I would have liked to see a little bit more of his powers because it was boring as hell. Like scene where he's doing lifting on the bench. It was like,
some people call it the Jackie Brown of superhero movies.
It's M. Night Shyamalan. Everyone is like on volume on the movie. Like everyone is just like everyone at 50% energy. We're not going to act too much. Everyone talks really slow, and it's just like I wish there was just a bit more because the concept is great. Like imagine you get in this horrible wreck and you're the only one who lives, and that's how you find out you're a superhero, essentially, or have powers. And there was a lot of great concepts. I loved Split, but Glass fell apart right after they get caught, and then it's a whole mental hospital.
M. Night Shyamalan is like people in his movies are like they could do like going to put butter on something, and it's the most. Can you believe what you're looking at? Oh my god! And everybody.
So I agree. People usually wash his balls, and for no need. However, there's two of them that are amazing, and I got to say they both involve David Dunn. One is just in a cameo, and then he screws it up with the cherry on the top of this sundae that just it should not be. He's a rancid cherry.
What sucks about Glass is that there are elements of Glass. You know, it sucks because there are elements of Glass I think that are kind of interesting. Yeah. Even some of the stuff at the mental hospital was okay. Some of it was interesting ideas. The problem was don't spend the whole damn time there. Let's get out and let's have some
you mean like spending a whole movie in a fucking elevator? Yeah. It was just as dumb.
That's not a good movie.
Stupid. Neither was the other one.
I disagree, man. Unbreakable was the shit.
Yeah, Unbreakable's awesome.
Unbreakable should be called Unwatchable because it was so fucking boring.
I think we got to do a watch along.
Great concept of a movie. I'm not arguing with that. I will be serious for a second. Great concept for a movie, I think. Cool. Very cool. But dude, there is so much exposition in that fucking movie where I'm just going, shut up, something happened. Shut up, something happened. Shut up, something happened. Shut up, something happened. And nothing ever happens.
Yes,
there's not a lot of explosions.
He lifted weights.
Yeah, and he almost
you don't understand. They were really heavy, though.
Yeah, and then that one scene where they talked for 20 minutes in a row.
Yeah.
Well, there is a horrible cameo in the first one, and then somehow in Glass it gets even worse.
The best part about that movie was when he was looking through comic books. As soon as there's your action. You saw it on pages of other people's work. As soon as that closed, you were like, "Shammy pants, you've done it again."
Well, it should have been in your wheelhouse. Come on, man. He's in a comic book store. You should have felt at home.
Exactly.
That's great. That's great. It's
See, and I can see
that it's 2 hours.
It was funny when Samuel Jackson's character fell down the stairs. That was pretty hilarious.
Dude, I've fallen and I can't get up.
Where he refuses to sell the painting to the guy because the guy was going to give it to his kid. You see, Laugh, I could see you as that. Nah, I'm not selling. You're not buying this. You've wasted my time here. This is not. You're not going to give this to an infant named Jeb.
I think this is the only time where I disagree with Bob. I disagree.
Well, you would be wrong in this one. However, you are correct with Glass. It does have the worst self-insert director
I didn't say anything about Glass.
ever.
I didn't say anything.
Well, I am. I'm saying that is everything that you're saying. However, the first two were amazing.
Yeah, I think the first.
I did not think Split was that amazing. I thought it was cool.
It's awesome. An amazing performance, dude.
I just didn't buy anything they were doing. I did not buy.
We got to do a watch along. I guess we got to watch the entire Shamography.
I'm gonna need coffee because Unbearable's hard to watch without falling asleep.
It's what yeah, exactly.
Well,
you want to.
Bob is never wrong, and
you want to see
I gotta
Lap
say,
sleep.
Thank you, Greg.
for like 2 hours and 25 minutes. You put Unbearable on, dude. Woo! You're gonna hear some snoring.
It's like Emily Shyamalan smokes everyone out. Like this massive like smoke out, and then when they do film the movie, they're just kind of like, "Yeah, I think I'm unbreakable."
It is a warm, euphoric feeling that I get when I watch that. I can see what you're saying, Warren. It is good time.
Whenever you realize that you are literally Superman, you'd have any other reaction except.
Well, no, you got to put on your poncho and then, go by the one thing that you know is deadly to you.
Or you
he saves those kids at the end of the first one. He kills the orange man. I love how
listen
every
to
character...
the sentence that you just said.
Well, he's wearing orange.
But listen to it in the Grounded movie.
It is. This was in 2000. No, because every character has their own color scheme. David Dunn with his
purple,
with green,
with
Mr. Glass with the purple. Yeah,
I get it.
It's cool.
I get it. It's gay.
No, it's not.
I mean, superheroes are inherently a little sus.
How dare you?
Yeah, I'm just saying. The spandex alone.
It's listen. I'll say the movie is much better than a lot of other superhero movies. I love the concept. I just don't like the execution of M. Night Shyamalan's movies. They bore the living shit out of me, and I want to like them. I do. I really, really do. I swear. I want to love them.
I don't want to.
I'm just like, But
there's two of them that I do.
Yeah, I'm kind of like you, Gray.
So wait, you don't like the fucking I See Dead People movie?
No, I like the Sixth
Sense.
I
do not.
I'm
not a fan of it. It doesn't hold up.
Oh, great. Why don't you like that movie? Bob's
It doesn't feel like it holds up on a rewatch. You're right. Bob is never wrong, and he subjectively enjoys it. I'm never going to say that he's wrong.
Unbreakable does. And The Village, but that was good.
The Village does not hold up for me.
The Village didn't hold up whenever it was made.
Signs is kind of fun. I like that version of Mel.
Yes, because literally the alien's only weakness is what we have 75% of covering the entire place.
Swing away, Laps.
And what
swing away.
Not made 90% of. Fucking dumbasses.
Second worst director insert cameo in Signs. Just man,
I will say Signs inspired one of my favorite Charlie Sheen scenes.
A Scary Movie 3
when he's like, "Can I get some time with the bottom half?" She's like, "I don't know what you mean," and he gets the donut and the hot dog ready. and then Shyamalan's like, whenever he's like, "I killed your wife," he's like, he's on the side of the road. I need a ride home. Like, that's good.
Oh man.
Ooh,
So much. That's such a bad
Nightmares and Nerdscapes might have pointed out something that Bob and I missed. David Dunn was actually one of the aliens from Signs. That's why they shared the same weakness. You've just blown my
2-inch
mind.
puddle.
Yeah, perhaps I'm wrong on this. I need to rethink things.
No,
but
I think
still love
Shyamalan's just got a problem with water.
He does.
He also has that
Because
one.
water factors
lady
into a
in
lot of his films.
Yeah,
Dude,
Lady
how
in
about-
the Pool or whatever it was. Or
How about old?
Yeah, I do think M. Night Shyamalan movies are getting a bit old. Let's throw in the towel.
What's the one that his daughter did?
Wait,
not
that was the singer one with
no, not that one. The one his other daughter directed.
Oh,
Because there was
shit, they were both out around the
one.
same time.
Yeah,
all
I think they came out the same year.
All I saw was the one with a concert where the serial.
Yeah, that
killer-
one was Trap, and that featured
Trap.
one of his
Yeah, that
daughters.
was
But there's
horrible.
another one.
Watchers,
There you go, Watchers.
thank you.
Yeah,
dude, but what was
Thank
the
you, Nightmares
movie
and Nerdscape.
where the kids went to the grandparents' house and they weren't the real grandparents?
Oh,
And they found the shit barn, and then the dude shoved the fucking shitty diaper in the kid's face.
I only saw that one once.
And then the
I'm forgetting the
mom's
name
like,
of that one as well.
Those aren't your grandparents. What the what? Really?
Yeah, man, there's some bad ones. Yeah, we
That
gotta do a
is
watch
all
along.
time
Why do
hilarious.
why do people keep giving him money to make stuff?
Because he
why is
made
that?
one movie that made money.
Oh, The Visit. Thanks, Nightmares and
Visit.
Nerdscapes again.
There you go.
Killing
There you
it.
go. Yeah.
Uh,
Thank you, sir.
yeah, man. Every one of his
So
is weird.
funny, dude.
Even if you go with like
So
the
funny.
produced ones, didn't he only produce the Elevator movie, the Devil
Yeah,
one?
he
or
was
whatever?
like the executive producer or something like that on there.
yeah.
Ugh. But
the
you weren't expecting
explanation
it.
of
So.
jelly side down or whatever, dude. That when he does it and he just flips the fucking thing, and then the guy's looking at him like, first of all, why did you throw toast in the air? And then he's like, when it lands, he's like, like, oh no, like we're supposed to know what the fuck that means, like. And then the fucking lights go off, and the old lady's the devil, and you're like, "What am I watching?" Great stuff, great stuff right there. That's peak Shyamalan.
Well, I agree with you that those are not great, but I don't know. I had a couple. I had a couple of runners up. So Brightburn, I kind of dig that one. It's like a dark, almost horror version from. I think they're related to James Gunn. I know he produced it, but it's Brian Gunn and Mark Gunn, and then it was directed by David Yarevsky.
And
But,
Gunn, don't forget him.
It's kind of interesting. It's what if Superman wasn't necessarily instilled with American values? Instead, it's just some super hormonal kid that perhaps has unlimited power. I dig it, man. I think knowing myself at a young age, I would not have been a Boy Scout. I would have used my powers for evil. So it's kind of interesting seeing that, not necessarily the Invincible or like the Boys version of it, but kind of more a superhero, just one examination, kind
The
of a
Boys version
familiar
is
one.
just awful, man. It's just so bad.
I wouldn't say that about Brightburn, though. Brightburn's interesting. It's the Superman story, but
Like,
a little.
Evil Superman has been kind of played out, but Brightburn did a good job with it, I think.
Well,
Mhm.
I think they did it because it was in the realm of like younger, you know what I mean? Like it's like where you're not necessarily maybe equipped yet, with the emotional stability, but like the funny thing about like The Boys, right, is like Amazon Prime took it as like, dude, look at how cool this is, like, right, where Garth Ennis is like, fucking superheroes suck, like. This is ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, in The
Like-
Boys, it's like more of a commentary on celebrity than it is.
Yes,
It's like,
and
imagine, like,
corporations
these-
and stuff
yeah.
like that.
Imagine if these narcissist celebrities that we have out there had Superman powers, and that's kind of where it was going with it. And it was kind of the big evil Superman trope got sort of in there. It's been really played out, but Brightburn is one of the brighter versions of that. superhero trope. But yeah,
and doing what they did to Black Noir was just awful. Like if you would have kept it, if you would have just kept it like the comics and him being the other version of Homelander, and like actually kept it to, you'd have a conclusive ending. I stopped watching the show just when the dude ran inside the guy's dick. I was just like, well,
it fell off after season 3. After season 3, it just became more of like their political commentary, and they the show lost all of its real direction, and it just became really kind of just this like weird political commentary show, and it went away from, because it sucks too, because the guy playing Homelander did an amazing job as Homelander.
In the first couple of seasons, I thought he did great. I thought
he was Anthony Starr is amazing at that kind of crazy, like emotional, broken character, and he did such a
Carl
great
Urban's
job.
awesome to watch too.
Well, whenever
like he just was Johnny Cage. You kind of want to watch the guy. There is potential there.
But the thing, right? You're saying, Warren, with Homelander, and I'll let you finish here. When he was on screen, you felt like anything could fucking happen.
Yeah.
In those first couple of seasons, like the tension was so tight that like anything could happen. But go ahead. You were saying, I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, that's exactly it. Like he felt like a bomb that we didn't know when it was going to go off. And if you look at Anthony Starr's stuff before this, like Banshee and stuff along those lines, he wasn't showing as much range. Like I think he's like, put Anthony Starr as like Reverse Flash or somewhere along those lines, and I think you have yourself a grade A villain right there. He did such an amazing job with that psychoticness. I wish we got something like that with Joker instead of like these scarred up things like that we got with the last 2 movies. I want a Joker like that that has that same kind of presence where it's like, okay, this guy looks kind of weird, looking a little bit feminine, but yeah, at the same time, I don't know if he's just going to start slashing people's throats or gas all of us at any moment. And after season 3, the boys turned into garbage, and that whole evil Superman trope has been really, really, really played out quite a bit.
Yeah, dude, it's not good.
Yeah, it's not as good as the trope of what if Superman lived among us, but he didn't know he was Superman.
Oh, Jesus.
Agreed. And that's why Bob is never wrong. Are there any other honorable mentions that
Darkwing Duck?
Darkwing
Duck.
But what about
if
he lived among us and didn't know he was Superman, wouldn't Dr. Manhattan just move the Green Lantern ring over to the side like this far, and then no one would have known? Yeah, we already had that. We already had that, buddy, Mr. Pal. Never wrong. Never wrong.
But it was so well executed.
Oh, it was, dude. Like that 2 minutes was amazing compared to the other 2 hours and 70 million minutes added onto it.
I love watching people talk slowly all the time.
It is good to
no emotions.
That way you can soak in every
I'm
moment.
just giving you shit, man.
I gotta say, that's like it's definitely in my top 10 Samuel L. Jackson performances. Those would be tough to rank.
That would be my favorite Bruce Willis performance.
It's up there, and I know that we've talked a lot of crap on Glass, but apparently, Bruce might not have been all there as far as like memory and being able to reproduce lines. So there could be other issues, but all I know is they should have left it alone then, because it was perfect up until there. Just leave it as a cameo and split.
And speaking of like how we're having a hard time with talking about, like you said, it might be hard to do Samuel L. Jackson movies. Next week we have a phenomenal task ahead of us of tier listing quite possibly one of the greatest amazing human beings ever to grace God's green and blue and white earth. Steven Seagal tier list.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. I need to start watching right away.
We'll have to get the tier list thingy and the icons. We'll have to get that.
We'll have to make
ready.
some executive decisions.
Yeah, we'll have to. maybe we might get together like in a chat or something like that, and feel like maybe get like 20 minutes, because dude, there's so many straight to DVD movies I've never seen.
Yeah,
like
there's the whole Fat Seagal era of straight to DVD.
But dude, some of them are hilarious. I've seen some, dude, and some of them are so good. Dude, they're so bad they're good type thing.
Just to give you all a heads up, there is a strong possibility I might not be able to make next week.
Oh,
yeah.
Although
I hope that's not the case, but I'll keep you in.
No problem.
I'll let you know. But if that happens, I'll be back for sure the following week for Kurt Russell.
If you can't make it, maybe we can
Acceptable.
ask maybe Nightmares and Nerdscapes would join us.
Ooh, that would be awesome.
That would be a lot of fun. I'll
let you know pretty early. I should know by either Sunday or Monday, because it's a family event. Family event going on, and so I'll let you know.
Family and stuff comes first, man. That's important.
Yeah. Well, I've got to check in for jury duty on Monday, so maybe we might have to move the show.
Oh.
Two of us gone. Depends on like it's a murder trial or some shit, or I can't get out of it.
I thought you were able to get out of that.
No, the first week, but there's 2 weeks of checking in, and I've called today, and I have to check in Monday because 2 new trials popped up. So apparently, this is the first time I've ever been actually called into jury duty. So we'll see how it goes.
Dude, too bad you don't have any kids, man. I'd have watched them. I'd take them to Florida. we could have partied.
Well,
but yeah, man. I go ahead, Greg.
I was just gonna say, Laps, what do you got going on this next week?
So I am currently in the process of filming. I am doing a video for Spider-Man Long Way Home. Is that what it's called? The comic book, the new comic book.
Okay.
It's pretty cool. It's written by Jonathan Hickman. It's on issue 2 that just came out this Wednesday, and it's Spider-Man, Punisher, and the Hulk, and they're all trying to get a cosmic cube. That's the story right now, and it is brutal. It is very brutal. They pulled no punches with it, and Hickman's an awesome writer. So I'm geeked about it. It's been pretty cool, and I'm also going to do a video for Absolute Green Arrow. Both comics are very dark, but I'm going to be doing videos for that. And then I think me and Warren are going to pre-record some stuff. And I think me and you might, maybe not this week, but maybe next week, be doing some thing.
Indeed.
So,
things. Well,
look forward to that. And you can always catch me here because I have no life.
Well, somebody that does have a life and is hard to catch because he's usually on his channel is Warren. Warren, what do you have going on this next week?
I don't work this weekend, so I will be doing streams with where I'm working on my How the Squirrels Saved the Longview comic book on my YouTube channel. Monday should be the Art Brothers Art Show where we're going to be doing Spider-Man artwork. And then on Tuesday and Wednesday, depending on what this whole jury duty thing means, and depending on whether or not me and Laps can work together, I'll probably be live streaming more of my making of my comic book. And then Thursday and Friday, or Friday, I'll be back here again. Maybe it's like I said, I don't know how this jury thing goes. I don't know if I'm gonna be home at a normal time. I don't know how this all works. So but definitely this weekend I will be live streaming pages of I'm almost halfway done with the first issue. I just did page 19 yesterday, so then I'll be working on pages 20 and 21 this weekend. So
hell yeah. Well, if you do get jury duty, I hope you get voted foreman, because you should be in charge. If for some
reason they're not here next week, we'll do just a regular show. We'll just talk.
I think stuff. We'll just watch along with all Steven Seagal movies. It'll be great. We'll figure it out. Bob, sir, what you got going on? I know you just did on Dad's Turn to Talk. You just happened to go through the Nolan tier list where all of his films rank. And then you all gave a review on the Odyssey. But what you got going on this week?
What did Derek
this
think
week
of
we're
the
going to
Odyssey?
be talking Gladiator. and so that's gonna be a lot of fun talking about that one. And then of course Spider-Man comes out next week, so I'll be watching that and hopefully do a solo review of that, and we'll be talking about it on Dad's Turn to Talk the following week. So
can I come on? I'm going to see it.
Okay, I'll put you down, man.
I'm going to see it the day. Well, I'll see it the day before it actually releases. They're having it a day early at my theater, so thank God. So I will be seeing that.
Yeah, I'll let the guys know.
All right, sweet.
So yeah,
hell yeah.
And I still want to get the two of you guys on there as well, both you, Gray, and Warren. I want to get you guys on as well because we can have some fun.
Oh yeah. Anytime. I will argue some bad takes and it'll be great. But yeah, I should have content in the near future, but you can for sure catch me here next Friday. Make sure to subscribe, ring the bell on this channel. Perhaps one day we won't be the internet's best kept secret, but Lapser, hit that button.